My name is Adepero Oduye. I am an actor and I'm Nigerian and I live in New York City. My name, Adepero, means crown brings peace. It's a rough translation. Oduye, I don't know what it means. I think I've asked my mom and she's like, I don't know. But yeah, that's what my name means, yeah. I will always identify as Nigerian first, and people are always kind of confused because they're like, oh, wait, oh, so, you know, when did you come to this country? Or, you know, oh, you speak English very well. And it's this weird, you know, I mean, technically I can say I'm Nigerian because I am a citizen of my country and I'm a citizen here as well. So, I don't know, everyone's always trying to, you know, figure out who you are and put you in a box. But it's, I mean, that's how I identify first. I don't think I've ever said I'm American. And it's just how I was raised. My father taught us. You know, his focus was very much that, you know, we identify as Nigerians and, you know, and that's how I was raised. I loved growing up in Sunset Park because it was, we grew up in a very diverse neighborhood. Didn't grow up around a lot of Nigerians at all, but I don't know, in our household there was enough Nigerians. There was 9 of us in the house. So I grew up around Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Chinese, Vietnamese, Hasidic Jews. So that was a really great area to live. And I think I love food, so there's a lot of really great, amazing restaurants that I love to eat at. I love summertime, Brooklyn summertime, the museum, just the vibe in Brooklyn in general. I think it's the best place to be in New York. And it, I don't know, it's just a feeling that is just, you can't really describe it. I think the first thing that comes to mind is like any kind of like interesting Nigerian immigrant situations from childhood. I remember being in the 2nd grade and I came home one day and I said to my mom I had to get a Halloween costume and she didn't know what Halloween was. And you know, all these kids were talking about, oh, you know, I love Barbie. So I was like, oh, you know, get me Barbie, something cool. And my poor mother, she waited to the last minute. And of course, when you wait till the last minute, you get the last choice. And she came home with this Cabbage Patch costume. And it was not even like a cool Cabbage Patch. It was like a preemie. So it was like a white, bald baby mask with, you know, with some, I don't know, whatever the apron was. And I remember just being so disappointed. And I went to school with this. And since then, I've never dressed for Halloween because it was not a good experience.
I told you, I talked to Alike, everything's fine.
Did you ask her?
No, because I don't have to.
You don't want to face the facts.
No, damn it, that's not true. Look, when
your daughter is turning into a damn man right in front of your eyes and you can't say it.
I am broken. I am broken open. Breaking is freeing. Broken is freedom. I am not broken. I'm free. Yeah, in the film Pariah, I played a teenager named Alike, who's lesbian from Brooklyn, not out to her parents, juggling multiple identities, trying to be different things for different people. And it's basically her journey of coming into her own. And it's a coming of age story, unique in that I personally have never seen the perspective of a young, black, female, lesbian in that kind of coming of age genre. I don't know, I think conversations definitely need to be had, especially what's happening now in Nigeria and on places all over the continent. I mean, I have a feeling that people are a lot more open in Nigeria than, you know, than it seems. I know people are speaking up and people are, you know, when the laws were passed, people on Twitter were, you know, talking about it, and You know, everyone's posting on how people are getting arrested every day in many different ways. And so I just hope that, I don't know, I hope that, you know, especially young people speak up and change will happen. It will be slow to come, but hopefully, you know, change is on its way.
Do you care less about my loss than their well-being?
Master Ford is a decent man.
He is a slaver.
Under the circumstances.
Under the circumstances, he's a slaver. But you truckle at his boot.
No.
You luxuriate in his favor.
I survive. I will not fall into despair. I will offer up my talents to Master Ford. I will keep myself hardy till freedom is opportune.
Oh, Ford is your opportunity. You think he does not know that you are more than you suggest, but he does nothing for you. Nothing. You are no better than prized livestock.
In 12 Years a Slave, I play a woman named Eliza. And she basically is kind of like the main character, Chiwetel's character, Solomon Northup, in that she's been living like a free woman, but she was taken away from where she lived and sold into slavery with her children. And yeah, they journey to Louisiana together, her and her children with Solomon Northup. Working with Steve McQueen on 12 Years a Slave was a life-changing experience in the sense that I was challenged and pushed in a way that, you know, I think every actor wants to be. So I feel very thankful that he even, again, that he took a chance on me because he had seen Pariah, and that's basically how I got the role. So yeah, I'm very thankful for him. He took a chance. Hi, my name is Adepero Oduye. I'm an actor, and you're watching Indigo Tongues.
Black girls work, and black girls cry. Black girls step out, looking fine.
Working with Ava DuVernay was amazing because she's, I don't even know where to even start with her. She's the epitome of what is exciting about art and film now, and that she is part of a movement of people who are not waiting for permission to create the art that she wants to do, especially as a woman of color. She's not waiting, and she's creating the art that she wants with the resources that she has, but making amazing, beautiful art. And I think we're seeing that a lot with different people. We saw it with like Dee and Pariah. And I mean, they're not waiting for they're not relying on the studio system. They're not waiting for permission to create the art that they want to in their own vision. So she's inspiring in that fact, but she's also so supportive and such a beautiful energy and spirit. And I think the first time I met her, she came up to me and she was like, "Hi, how are you?" Like gave me a big hug, and then when it came to the door, yeah, she just contacted me and asked me to be a part of this project, and I was so honored. And you know, when we were doing it, again, she's also another director who really loves working with actors, and she's part of what makes filmmaking really exciting and inspirational. So yeah, she's amazing, and I can talk forever about her. Yes, I had my Broadway debut in the production of Trip to Bountiful. I played Thelma opposite Miss Cicely Tyson, and it was amazing. It surpassed any kind of dream. Obviously, Miss Tyson is a legend, and what was amazing about her is that, again, I've had the fortunate blessing to work with actors who are icons in their own right, and they're so generous and giving and passionate about the craft. And she was amazing because it was every day she said the same words in a different way. So it was a different show every night, and I just learned so much by watching her, and I was in awe. And it was a surreal experience because everything happened so fast. The opportunity came, and yeah, I got to be on Broadway, and it was amazing. Steel Magnolias was also a similar situation in terms of working, you know, with all these women who, again, everyone knows who they are, and you know, we know them for different reasons. And it was such an amazing sense of camaraderie and generosity and womanhood, sistership, and just coming together to tell a story. But it was just nice for me to see people who are at a certain level, who are humble and generous. Because then it was like, okay, there are people out there who are like that, and you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to become, you know, this, I don't know, this. You can be grounded and still be, you know, an icon and famous and all that stuff, and still be generous. So, and they took us under our wing and helped us and would guide us. It was one of the best experiences. The topic of the challenges and the obstacles for Black women in Hollywood is an interesting one because, of course, we are all aware of the realities, meaning there are challenges. But for me, it's hard for me to, I can't base my vision and live my life based on those limitations. I can't craft I can't craft the vision for my life based on those realities, those limitations, because if that was the case, I would have stopped a long time ago. One bizarre story, well, bizarre for me, there's many examples of people just saying crazy things about why you can't, you know, what you need to change about yourself or why you can't pursue acting. And I was meeting with an agent and very excited, you know, was young and, you know, just, you know, he was going over my pictures and, you know, he stopped at the meeting and he said, you know, I just feel I have to tell you, you know, you'd be a lot prettier if you had a nose job. And I remember thinking, I looked at him and I was like, oh, you're joking. And he was dead serious. He was like, no, I feel it's my duty to tell you these things because, you know, you would just be, and I remember I was just in shock. And I remember, I was like, okay, clearly this meeting is finished. And yeah, and that was, you know, and I remember leaving, and I remember it was like a movie. Literally, I was walking out of the building, and there was a mirror right on the side of me. And I remember looking at my face in the mirror, and I was just like, you know, it's like one of those, like, you can't believe these things happen. And when I tell these stories, people are like, no. And I'm like, these things happen. This industry is full of people who will tell you definitive statements like that, like it is true. And that's why you have to be really, really, really sure of who you are. And so I think there are obstacles for anyone, whether you are, yes, anyone, whatever. It's not easy. They're very unique challenges because I think for Black women, you know, it seems like there are less roles available. But with that being said, you know, I choose to be a part of the conversation about, okay, well, what is in our control? What can we do? Because if, you know, as we all know, if people base their lives on, you know, what people said can and cannot be possible, nobody would be where they are. They would have just stopped and they would have just given up a long time ago. So I choose to be a part of the conversation about, okay, what can we do? What's possible? Let's come together. Let's just create. Let's not wait. The philosophy I live by is the idea that anything is possible. It's true. When I started out as an actor, I switched from pre-med to become an actor, and that was so far left. It came out of nowhere, and I struggled because I thought, you know, who am I to even want to act? There's no one who looks like me, who's doing the kind of work that I want to do. This is an impossible thing. You know, no one wants to see someone like you on the big screen. Like all these ideas that came into my head, and the fact that I thought that, and the fact that I can say, you know, however many years later that, you know, I've done films and I've been on a big screen, I know anything is possible. And I know that no matter what your limitations are, no matter where you start out from, no matter what your family background is, if you I'm gonna get emotional. You know, it's that idea that if you have a dream, it is possible, and I've seen it with myself, and that's all I want for people to do. I want people to know if they have a dream, that it's possible, and to not limit themselves. I don't care how old you are, I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you have, you know, zero money. It's possible. So, and it's one of the reasons why I know that there is something, there's a higher, whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, whatever it, you know, because, you know, just in my family's life, in my own personal life, I mean, I've seen things happen, and I know that anything is possible. So that's all I really want for everyone. That's why I always encourage people, if you have an idea of what your dream is, no matter how hard it's going to be, you owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to yourself. Just try and see how far you can go, you know? Because it's not cool living a life. I feel like we all have a right to be happy, especially now, you know. I think about my parents and my mom, and, you know, my mom raised 7 kids, and, you know, my father's no longer around, and, you know, they worked so hard, and, you know, one day you can just die, and then that's it. Like, what was all that struggle and strife for? If you were waiting, there was always like this waiting to live the life. You know, we're all gonna go back home and, you know, live the life that we're supposed to live. But then you die one day, and that can't happen. And so, you know, and that's, you know, that's how I became an actor. My father passed away, and it's like, life is too short to do something you don't want to do. And so, yeah, so that's the philosophy. I try every day. I try. It's hard sometimes just because you get all this messaging like I should do something tangible, and especially when I was broke, dead broke, and your mom was just like, oh, just go back to school, please, and, you know, find a husband, that, you know, all this stuff, you know, but that, it's like that thing in your heart, it doesn't lie. You have to go towards, like, I would hate to die with any kind of regret. So anyway, that's, yeah, anything is possible.